Alright, so we're now at River Road, and before we go take a look at the river, just kind of get some more shots here of what Pioneer Town, or I should say the 7A, looks like from River Road. You can see lots of heaps of rubble. Over here it looks like, and I don't know if you can see this, as I'm filming this I have the sun right in my eyes, so I'm sorry if you can't see it too well. I have no idea what's coming through the video. But you can see here a pile of rubble. It looks like some mattresses that I'm guessing came from one of the cabins. I don't know. So again, horrible, the destruction. So we're going to come over here and take a look at the river. And it's very wet down here, so I'm not going to walk down there. But you can see the bridge, and you can see just how fast the water is coming through. And as I mentioned earlier, whenever we come here, we would always hope for a lot of water, because what you see there, and this sounds like such a sick thing to say right now, but it was always so much fun when the water was high, because it was so much fun to play in it as kids, because some years you would come here and it would be very, very dry, and what you see over there on the left side of the bridge, many times there would be nothing there but rock. You could see it, and it really wasn't a whole lot of fun. So as we kind of move over here to the left, again, you can see some of the trees that were just completely demolished, and it's very, very sad. It's interesting because one of the strange things about being here, and as I'm filming this is a Friday. I want to say it's today is June 12th, I think. I don't know, June 13th. I may be off a day or so. But we got here Thursday night, and only one of the cabins was occupied. Of course, there's only 3 that can be occupied. But one of the weird things about being here is that I've never been up here without this place being filled with people. And even people that didn't stay here in the cabins or in one of the lodges, they would give out day passes. They would sell day passes for people to come. And you would always see tons of people down here at the slow part of river. Now, we did talk to them, and they mentioned that they're going to start doing that this weekend. Of course, they mentioned they're not even sure how safe this part of the river is here, because it's still very, very deep. And of course, who knows what's in there in terms of debris. So if you're watching this video and you're planning on coming here anytime soon, just be real cautious when you're out here. I'm going to stop this, and I'm going to walk down a little bit and film some areas down by the river to kind of get a better look and see what the destruction actually looks like. Alright, so we're a little bit further down River Road right now, and for me anyway, this is probably the saddest part of the destruction, is just seeing how wiped out this is. Give you an idea of where we are. If we look over here up to the right, there's one of the lodge houses. I forget the name of it. We never stayed in one of them, but fortunately that is still in good shape. And as we come across here, as you look down River Road here, you could see a lot of sunshine. And what a lot of people don't know is that you never saw sunshine on the road, because the trees here were so huge and so mammoth that walking down was like walking in a very, very high shaded area. You can see where the water just ripped the bark off some of these trees. Gonna kind of look over here, you can see up there. And they used to have some ropes, some tree swings, what do you call it? The ropes where you grab onto it and swing across. And I couldn't even tell you where that was now. Even the ground where I'm standing is just so wiped out. Looking across the river, you can see that there's damage there, and I really couldn't tell you as far as the properties there what kind of shape they're in. Some of them look like they're okay, but looks don't mean anything, and I'm sure several of them got water damage. But again, kudos to the community of Wimberley and all of the people that came and volunteered, because from what I understand, there's been an awful lot of cleanup. So whatever destruction that might have been there is no longer in most cases, and you can still see it looks like there are some places across the river. Okay, we're going to walk down a little bit more here. Okay, I've walked a little bit further down, and again, so sad to see all of these trees that were once so big and beautiful and majestic, all just completely destroyed right now. So again, for me, that's one of the saddest things. One of the cool things about this place that I don't think a lot of people knew is that if you look over here to the right, of course, again, it's pretty water damaged. You can see a lot of water still on the road. There was a little path that you could walk on up there that would take you up high over the cliffs that you see, and you could really get high up on this place and take a look down and just see how beautiful it was. And I really just don't think a lot of people knew about it, because we never saw anybody up there, and there was never any sign down here to tell you, and I never heard anybody talk about it. And of course I wouldn't venture going up there now. Who knows how bad it is there, but it was always so beautiful to go out and be able to look and stand way over there above the cliffs and see everything. Now right about here, I'm thinking, is where the 7A property stops, but I'm not entirely sure here. River Road kind of goes up a little bit of a hill. And if you kind of look over to the right, you can see what looks like mostly non-damaged trees. And for me, this is what I remember the entire River Road looking like. And of course now, as I showed you earlier, a lot of it is just barren. And if we come over here to the left, back over to where the river is, again, you see a lot of the damage. And this was kind of a very, very sentimental spot for me, because growing up as a child in the 70s, this was always the area where my father would come and hopefully catch a place over here to fish. And my dad we'd stay here for about 8 days. We'd always come and leave on a Saturday, and he'd spend about 3 or 4 days fishing, and he would do nothing but sit here all day long and fish from about 9 in the morning till 6 o'clock at night. And he'd come back to the cabin with maybe 4 teeny 9-inch bass. But I guess, again, just sitting around doing a lot of nothing. And of course, this looks just totally wrecked now. And kind of looking over here, I'm going to kind of shoot the camera back over, and you can't really tell. There's a couple of trees here that made it, but most of them did not. And again, I'm kind of walking back towards 7A. And again, I think that's all that I'm going to film here. I think I'm going to make another video of Pioneer Town, but that's actually more of a video just to have personal memories, not so much to show the destruction, because fortunately there is none. So I guess if you are watching this video, I'll say one more time, I'm sure the owners here could use everybody's help. You know, maybe you can, I think there's a GoFundMe page somewhere out there, but they could use some financial help. They could use probably some still physical cleanup. I don't see anybody out here cleaning, but I'm sure there's still some need for that. And of course, they need your prayers. And talking to them yesterday, we talked to a couple of them, talked to one of the Seekis grandchildren, and they seem to be in pretty good moral shape. They seem to have a very, very good attitude about everything, which is so important. So again, we're going to say goodbye, and we're going to make another video here and go up and take a look at Pioneer Town.